something interesting here. Sleepy boy. There's a lot going on. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and I crochet plushies, and today we are going to be going through 10 patterns that I have hand selected specifically to use up scrap yarn. So I'm going to show you the patterns, I'm going to be making the patterns and using up my scrap yarn, and we are going to play a little bit of yarn roulette while I choose which scrap yarn I'm going to use. Every single one of these patterns are no-sew, if not, I think 2 of them are low-sew, and they're all free patterns. The majority of them I found on Instagram. I will try my best to link every single pattern down below. This is gonna be kind of partially a list video and partially crochet vlog, but I'm not gonna be filming myself actually crocheting them. We're just gonna pick the pattern, pick the yarn, and then I'm gonna show you the finished product. So let's get into it. So this is not like a ranking by any means, but I'm just need to be organized in terms of which one I'm gonna make next. So the order that I've listed is the order that I'm gonna make them. So the first one on the list is my pattern, the starfish pattern. I don't know what I'm gonna name it yet. And you've probably seen me make a bunch of these in my last market vlog. But I think it'll be fun to kind of randomize which color we're gonna do. So I am going to, this is kind of a deep bin. I'm going to close my eyes and see if I can find a really small one. I think I found one. Black. Awesome. Starting off with something interesting here. Here's my little tiny ball of black yarn, and I'm gonna see if I can make an entire mini starfish with this black. I don't have a black one yet, so maybe someone will be into that for my next market. I will see you when I'm done making it. So I did in fact run out of yarn, ran out of the black for this guy. So I'm going to blindly choose another color, I guess, and just continue on. Just kidding, I actually found a little bit more of this black in there, so I'm gonna cheat and just continue with the initial color that I had chosen since I did get it from my scrap yarn bin. I finished our first Scrappy plushie, the no-sew, no stuffing little starfish. It's black, so it's kind of hard to see the eyes, but that's okay. All right, so next we have the baby jellyfish pattern by All From Jade. I think I'm gonna choose 2 colors to start out with, one for the main head, like body, and then one for like the tentacle things. And then if I run out, then I will just add another color, I guess. Here's our bin. Yarn. Anyways, okay, we have this one, and then I'll choose them from the top. Let's do this one. Let's see what's with all these freaking neutral colors. I feel like that does not really work for a jellyfish. In this video, I'm gonna allow myself 3 vetoes. So I'm vetoing this color. So I am going to choose a different color. Okay, I'm holding, this is the one that I'm holding. Great. So we have orange and this like kind of cream color. You know what? I'm gonna add another color right now because I can already tell this isn't gonna be enough for the tentacles. Okay. This one's also small, so maybe the combination will be nice. Oh yeah, that'll look great. These 2? Yes, let's go. I finished it! This took me way longer than I thought because of all the color changes, but I really like how this turned out. I love the color combo, and I think this is, in fact, a great pattern to use for scrap yarn because I used up the entirety of the pink, and this is all of the orange that I have left. This is how much white I have left, so I could totally make something else with that. So this guy is going back into the bin for our next pattern. So our next pattern is this Mini Minnows pattern by Sweet Softies, and it looks like it would look really good with just 2 colors, and it's so small that I'm sure that I'll have enough of those colors, even if the balls that I choose are kind of small. So we are going to choose 2 colors for this one. Okay, good. Let's do this one. Okay. Oh, I accidentally have 3 out. These 2 are the first ones that I pulled out when I thought I was only taking 1. So maybe we just do that. So we did, in fact, run out of the pink. I just need to do 1 more round, though, before I change colors. So I think I'm going to find another pink that's like the same as this to finish this little section. I did end up just using the rest of that other ball of pink. I feel like this color kind of looks like a watermelon, so I'm gonna use the rest of the black that we used for the starfish to embroider some seeds, and it'll be like a little watermelon fish. I kind of love it. It kind of looks mad, but I think it's so cute. Little watermelon. Alrighty, so next we are going to be doing Lily the mini turtle. This is what it looks like. It's free on her website. I will have it linked, but it looks like it would be really nice with at least 2 colors, but I'm thinking of alternating colors for the shell. So maybe we choose 1 bigger ball of yarn for like the body, and then we'll choose 2 smaller balls of yarn for the shell so that we can make the shell kind of stripy. So here's a bigger one. This will be for the body. I need a few small. Okay, this one's kind of small. This one, oh, is this all for the same one? Maybe we'll do this. Oh, that was 2. Okay, wait. Whoa, those other colors we chose were kind of perfect, though. Crazy. We will pick again. This one. Ooh, okay. But this is, we have our cream color. We have this nice green. I think I might be able to make this stretch enough to use it for the body, because I don't know if these 2 striped are gonna look nice. But then we have this variegated purple color that we're gonna use for striping. I just finished the turtle and I'm obsessed. Look at his beady little head. You're supposed to use 8mm safety eyes with this pattern because the head is literally just a bauble, but I only have 12mm is the smallest, so that's what I used, but I think it looks so funny. And then this is the shell. I think it turned out really nice. I'm kind of obsessed with this pattern. I would totally make this pattern again, even if I'm not even trying to use up scrap yarn. And I love that you don't have to make the head separately, because I have not seen a single turtle pattern where you don't have to crochet the head separate and then crochet that into the round. I love it. 10 out of 10 would recommend this one for sure. Okay, so next we are going to do Carmi the Chameleon by Tinkering Crochet. And this one, she has a pattern mod where the whole thing is rainbow. So I am not gonna do the wheel, or I'm not gonna pick randomly this time because I need so many colors, and I'm just gonna see if I can choose a bunch of different colors that vaguely resemble a rainbow. Let's see here. Got some yellow, some green, purpley color. Oh, I have this tangled blue color. Love that. I see some yellow. We have a little bit of this purple color. A couple of these variegated orange. We're looking good. Okay. I think, oh, I found red. I think that should be good. I finished the chameleon. I didn't follow her instructions for the color mod because I just wanted to use up as much of these colors as I could. So it's not as thin stripes as she had on her picture, but I still think it looks so great, and this is a really good pattern for using up scrap yarn. We are back. It is a new day. I look a little bit different. I got new glasses. It's been a very busy couple days. I have been apartment hunting like crazy, and I finally solidified an apartment for Jared and I to live in the fall. So a lot of stress has been taken off, but I haven't really had much time to crochet. So we're back. Chewy is here also. He's a really sleepy boy, and he's a little grunty, so if you hear him, then that's why you hear an old man grunt in the background. I believe we're on number 6, and that is the oh my gosh, that is the baby garden snake. And I think we could probably just choose one color for this because they're so small. This is a pattern by Hook Crochet Co. And I'm gonna start with just one color, and then if we run out, then we'll just do the rest of the snake with another color. Okay, decent, I think. Okay, it's brown. Let's do this one. I'm gonna do stripes with these two colors, so let's go. I finished this little guy. I actually really like this color combination. I think it looks really realistic, like a lot of snakes are this color, and it's a really great size, and I was able to use up most of the tan color. Yeah, I really like this pattern. It ended up a lot bigger than it looks in the picture, so I don't know if that's just because I might have messed up and done too many rounds. I don't know though. I think maybe my yarn is just thicker than what she used, but I really like this snake. I think it's so adorable. I've just been watching Stitches by Patty while I'm crocheting. Okay, so we are on pattern number 7, and this is the Scrappy bear. I was going to use the Hook Crochet Co. bear, but I realized that there's actually quite a bit of sewing in that one, and I want to keep this video no-sew, if not low-sew. So I found this panda bear pattern by Briar's Crochet Crafts, and it only has a small amount of sewing. You literally just have to sew the head to the body, but all the rest of the pieces are crocheted into the round. So I think I'm going to use that pattern and then just make it scrappy myself. And I think it'll work really well still. So I am going to just choose a whole bunch of different colors, each limb a different color, so that's 4. And then we'll make the body one color, 5. The head will be a color, 6. And then each ear will be a different color, 7, 8. So I'll choose 8 colors, and hopefully 2 of them will be a lot smaller. And then 2 of them will be bigger because it'll be used to make the body. I'm just gonna start pulling things out and hope for the best. That was really chaotic. Oh, okay, so there's a lot going on. We're a little tangled. Okay, this ball was still in the basket. I'm really just unraveling everything. We have a lot of neutral colors here. Okay, this isn't enough for anything. We have this cream color and it's super unraveled, but it seems like a really good amount for either the body or the head. So I am going to wrap it up to make it easier to work with so that we can see how much we actually have to work with. Okay, so we have a little bit of a dilemma. 2 of the colors were the same. These are the same color, but I counted them as 2 different colors because it was 2 different balls of yarn, and this one that's bigger is a lot thinner, so I'm gonna veto this one because I think it'll make the proportions of the pattern kind of messed up. So we needed 8 colors, and we have, I'll show you what we have. We have this yellow, we have a cream, we have this variegated cream, we have a brown, we have a variegated orange, and this kind of chickeny looking. So we only have 6 colors and we needed 8, so I'm gonna pick 2 more. We're running out. Okay, we'll do this one and this one. Why is everything neutral? I mean, I guess that's good. If anything was gonna be neutral, then having the bear neutral is kind of nice. Okay, so we chose a dark brown and a terracotta color. So our color palette is very neutral for this bear. Here's our color palette. I finished the little bear. I think it's so cute. I love the colors. I love the neutrals. I love that it's like there's also kind of different textures going on. It reminds me of like a quilted stuffed animal or something like that. And I decided not to give it eyes because I wanted it to be baby safe. Love it. I would actually make another one of these. We are back for pattern number 8. It is another new day. I've just been really busy lately, so it's fine. I have a market today as well, so I will also be filming a market vlog, but I have about half an hour before I have to leave for the market, and I feel like crocheting, so I might as well continue with this challenge. So number 8 on the list is the ducks with Scrappy hats. This is kind of my idea to make this pattern Scrappy. So I will not be doing the frog portion. I'll just be making like a normal round hat, but then I want to use up some really smaller balls of yarn and just kind of go around and make it like colorful stripes on the hat. I will not be making the chick part with scrap yarn. So I am going to choose 3 colors, I think. Yeah, I'll choose 3 colors. Is this attached? Okay, there's this one. Try to find the ones that are like almost not even really in balls. Okay, yeah, there's this one. And this one. So hopefully that'll be enough for the hat. Ooh, interesting colors. Okay, so we have this mint green color, and then we have, this is perfect, a little tiny bit of this rainbow yarn, and then we have a tiny little bit of gray. I will be back when I'm done. I finished it. The hat is very interesting. I added some little ridges because I wanted to see if I could use up the entire little skeins of yarn of all these colors, and I was able to. So it's kind of a funky looking hat. It's very unique. I kind of like it. I think the colors go well together though. I think it's still super cute. Look at his little fun hat. It looks almost like tie-dye. I really like this pattern though, but I think that was a successful scrap yarn project. All right, number 9 on this list of scrap yarn projects is the Colorful Caterpillar Critter by Nerdy Peaches Stitches. I've decided not to blindly pick for this one because we're really running low in this pile, and I don't know if some of these are going to be big enough to make a whole caterpillar section. Hi guys, so I cannot figure out how to make this pattern work with how little yarn I have left. So because it goes up to 24 stitches in the row, and it's just really using up the yarn a little bit too fast for a scrap yarn project. So I am going to be just writing my own caterpillar pattern that is catered towards using up scrap yarn, and I will post it for free on my Instagram before this video goes up so that you guys can make it too. The pattern that I showed did look good though, so if you do have more like bigger balls of yarn, of scrap yarn that you would like to use up for like a colorful caterpillar, then definitely I would recommend that one, but for me right now, I don't think that's gonna work for this project. All right guys, I finished the pattern. This is what I came up with. I was able to use up the entirety of the green and the pink and the blue, which was the goal. I would rather use up the entirety of a few different balls of yarn than have to use up partial balls that are already small and then not know what to do with them. But I think that this size is really perfect for using up scrap yarn, and it's just really darn cute. Like, I am a huge fan of this. I basically freehanded it, but I think that I will release this as a free pattern because I haven't been able to find any free, really small caterpillar patterns that are kind of this style. So there will be a free pattern coming to you soon for this, and I think I'm actually gonna make another one with some different colors because this is perfect for using up scrap yarn. Hi guys, so I finished another little caterpillar. That's my own pattern, and these are the colors that I ended up using. I kind of just chose colors that I thought I could use up, and I did, so that's awesome. Next, we're gonna do the Francis the Chubby Frog with a life preserver. So this is what the Chubby Frog looks like. This is by Tinkering Crochet, and I just found every green that I could find in my scrap yarn stash, and we're just gonna make a scrappy froggy with all those greens. And then I'm going to pull some random colors later from my bin, and we will use that for the life preserver. I finished my little leggy froggy chubby guy. I had to throw in some white in there as well because I did not have enough green to make it all the way through the frog, but I still think you can tell that it's a froggy. And then now I'm going to randomly choose the colors of the life raft. I have this handful of yarn. I want to use whatever's attached to this handful. Oh, wow. Okay, let's organize this. So here are some of the colors that I chose for the floaty. Really just a lot of really small skeins that I want to use up, and we might add in some more random colors from my bin later. But to make the floaty, you basically just do like 6 single crochets in a magic ring and then crochet around however many times you want it to be in order for it to fit around whatever plushie you're making it for, and then you sew the 2 ends together to make it a circle. So I really don't think you need a pattern for this, but I will link one just in case you want one, and it's free on Instagram. I finished it! Oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. Obsessed. I know that these colors are not super conventional for a life preserver floaty thing, but I think that the vibes are immaculate. It's really giving quilting scrap yarn, but it's still adorable. You can make him wear it like this too, where his little feet are sticking out of the bottom, or he can just be chilling on top like this. And for the life raft, I actually ended up doing 6 single crochets into a magic ring and then 6 increases so that it was rounds of 12, because I wanted the life preserver to be really fat, and I think it goes with his fat size a little bit better. That is number 10, and we are done all of these scrap yarn projects. I will be back with an overview of everything we've made and an update on how much scrap yarn I used up. We are officially done all of our scrap yarn projects, and I loved every single one of them. I picked very well, if I do say so myself. I feel like you can be really creative with using up your scrap yarn, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a pattern that is marketed to use up scrap yarn, which is why I wanted to make this video. It's kind of ideas and also things that are kind of meant to use scrap yarn. So let's look at how much scrap yarn I have left. When we started, this whole bin was pretty much overflowing, but now this is all that we have left. It's just one little layer on the bottom. So I would say that this video was a great success. So I just want to give you a little rundown of every single pattern that I made and show you a little bit clearer and up close in order of when we crocheted them. This one's my pattern, the little starfish, little black starfish. That was our first thing that we made. And then we made this little jellyfish. We love. We made the interesting watermelon fish. I think maybe next time I won't put the watermelon seeds on it. It kind of just looks messy with the eyes. I don't really know how I feel about this, but I think it's cute still. And it's a great pattern. We made our little shy turtle. I'm obsessed with this one. I will totally make this one again. The chameleon. The snake. The Scrappy bear. This is absolutely one of my favorites. My dad saw this and he was obsessed, and especially for the fact that it doesn't have eyes and it would be really great for my baby safe bin. He said that if I made a whole bunch of these with different colored patches, that he thinks that they would sell really well. So I think I might do that. Next, we made the little Scrappy hat for our Ducky chick thing. I think it's so cute. And this one I did adjust the pattern a little bit by adding an extra row for the hat because I wanted to use up a little bit more of the yarn. And then our impromptu pattern making of these caterpillars, because I was really running out of yarn. And the pattern that I had chose originally is a little bit too big to have enough yarn to do each section, but I will be releasing this pattern, I think, before this video comes out, so it should be out by now. And then last but absolutely not least, this is kind of our bonus 2 patterns, but I'm kind of counting it as one because I would sell this as one plushie. But we have our Scrappy Froggy, which is interesting. I wasn't gonna make the Froggy Scrappy, but I had a few different colors of greens. I don't know if I would make a Scrappy version of this frog like this again, but it worked for this project, and I think the floaty is the main part of this pattern that I thought would be Scrappy, and I think it paid off. It's really interesting colors. Even if you wanted to make this pattern not Scrappy, of course, it'd be freaking adorable. I'm kind of obsessed. Like, it's so cute, stop, it's so cute. And this raft was, this is where I sewed it together. It was low sew. All you have to do is sew the 2 ends together after making a tube. Really not a lot of sewing though. But yeah, that's the last pattern that we did. I cannot believe we used up this much scrap yarn. That was super helpful for me, and hopefully you guys will be able to do this similar thing and that you'll have lots of ideas to use up your scrap yarn now. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you do try any of these patterns. Let me know if you try any of my patterns because I love to see your pictures. And this video is your sign to go use up your scrap yarn. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!